Hello, and welcome to Todd Plays Minecraft Brave New World Edition. I am Todd A. Sullivan from www.gadgethovel.com, and today we are going to... Oops, what am I doing? Okay, today we're going to replace this little log cabin that I built just as a temporary structure when I first got here. We're going to up on the top of that thar mountain build at least the beginning. We're going to begin the beginning. We're going to start the beginning start of a new house that will hopefully one day be very big on the top of that mountain. But right now, I certainly want it to be bigger. I want it to be bigger than this place. And this little cabin is. It's pretty dinky, and so I'm going to build, and I don't know, maybe the forges and stuff don't belong in a house necessarily, more of an industrial thing, but something. Anyway, we're going to start building a house up there, and it's going to be awesome. Let's get to it. So up here, on the top of this hill, I have already spent a lot of time flattening everything out. Because, as you know, I like things flat. In Minecraft, anyway. Sometimes it's good for things to be not flat, but on Minecraft, I like things flat. And so I've already flattened out this land here, except the little corner there. I decided I'm not going to build a house bigger than this right this second. Anyway, this is really just the beginning. Like, I just want to get a foundation. Well, you know what? I do want to get some wool from these sheep. I am so glad. I'm so happy that I have sheep living so close. All right, I'm going to begin by let's consider the layout of the house. You know what? I do want to build a tower also. And we have a beautiful ocean view there, and over here we can see we have a beautiful desert view here. But down there is where I'm building my tree farms, the entrance to the mine. Well, you can get to the mine from either side, but it's kind of over here. I kind of feel like this is my front door, and I kind of feel like that's behind me. So we're going to focus on making this the front area. Now, right now, this is the staircase to get up here, and I don't like that staircase. Again, that's just a temporary measure, but for now, that's the way up here. So let's... You know, we're going to want a crafting table here. Won't need my stone hoe. So let's think about making this the main front door for now. And so, you know, I'm really limited on the number of supplies, on the amount of building materials that I have. But I think we can make this work. Let's do this. Let's make a 2 wide front door right here, and we're going to stack this up 3 squares high. Alright, and we're going to go horizontal like that. And I've got... and let's for the floor, obviously don't just want a dirt floor. So let's actually dig this out. And let's replace this with acacia wooden planks. So that looks a little bit better. Now, I'd like to go ahead and give this... I want this to just be like the border. I don't have a lot of other types of wood. So... maybe I better, just because it's cheap and abundant, maybe we'll go with this for now, just these wooden planks. This might be a nice place to put in a window to get a nice view out that front area. And then let's go up here. And then, let's see, if we go 3 high, that's fairly cramped for the whole... facility, for the whole building to be. So let's go Yeah, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 4 high. And then this will come across like that. Okay, so this gives us a nice front window. And then my thinking is we want to go ahead and do this and do this. And now we'll make this come across this way. And I'm going to fall off pretty soon. I know, I'm getting to the edge. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do this. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam. Woofda. Took a little damage. Okay, so this is my... that doesn't look great. Let's get rid of this. We'll just punch that out. Let's do that. That looks okay. I'm not crazy about this right there. Oops. Let go too soon. Okay. Come on. Okay. And now, actually, I better go to bed because it's already nighttime. Man, home construction it's a time-consuming process, you know. So here I am growing a whole bunch of another type of tree. I think these are just oak trees. These are the basic, most default, like the very first tree that they ever put in Minecraft. And I ran around. There was only a couple of them. The acacia trees are all over the place, but these trees are a lot more rare in this biome. So I had some trouble finding them, but once I got a couple, you know, and I planted them, and you always seem to get more saplings than one. So once I planted, well, you always get at least one, and then sometimes you get some more. So I planted some, and then after I harvested them, I was able to plant more than that, and it was grown into this, which is actually a pretty small tree farm, but it's more than what I started with. So anyway, even though I'm growing, I didn't get any saplings yet. Oh well, I'm not worried about that right this second. So even though I am growing some oak wood, or some oak trees, I still have a limited supply of oak wood. And that means that I want to use it sparingly, and I'm not sure that I really want to use it in this house just yet. Because right now it's so rare that it would be good as a decoration, a decorative material. Let's do this. And so I don't know, I don't want to use it up while it's such a rare commodity. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Okay, let's do this. Oops, I didn't really think this through, did I? Okay, and then from here, there we go. So, oh no, you're facing the wrong way. Trying to get the little there we go. Okay, so now I think that looks right. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. I like that. So we're gonna tear this down. In Minecraft, dirt basically becomes like the scaffolding that you use to climb to higher heights. It's kind of weird. Okay, so this gives me a nice border. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high. So let's go out here. However far back we're gonna go, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right here. Let's see, are we lined up? I think we're lined up. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to grab some of this and like so and like so. All right, so this is you know, this is kind of the fun part where we get to actually build stuff. I enjoy Minecraft. I enjoy most of all the different pieces of Minecraft, but actually constructing things, this is kind of the best part of the game. It's relaxing to go and dig a bunch of stone and harvest your crops and build a farm and tend to your tree garden and all that jazz. But at the end of the day, This is what you're gathering all and growing and collecting all of these resources for me anyway. It's so you can sit down and build something neat. And so I can see, like, the only difference really between survival and creative is, aside from like immortality and no monsters, is that in creative you don't have to gather the stuff. You have an infinite supply of all the resources without having to go get it first. I kind of like the going and getting the resources because there's something enjoyable about that process in and of itself, but it also forces design decisions that you wouldn't necessarily make otherwise. Like, if I just had all the resources under the sun, I might very well build this entire house out of different colors of wool. Because then I can make it all whatever color I want and stuff. But because I have a limited amount of resources, I'm being forced to focus mostly on acacia wood, because that's what happens to grow in this area. And I'm making different choices with how I build things based on what I have available. And that level of difficulty sometimes creates some unique and creative results. There's something to be said for having to do something not the way that you necessarily would want to. Sometimes that is when you get creative and come up with things that are even better than what you would initially wanted to do. Although I will admit that what I'm basically coming up with today for this build is an awful lot of acacia wood. That's not terribly creative, but it is going to create a house that is unique. That is not something that I would have built if I was starting in another biome. It's not something I would have built if I was in creative mode and had unlimited resources. It's going to make this house one of a kind, and that is pretty special in and of itself. So I'm not going to put any windows in on this side of the house because there's really no view. Maybe one day I'll flatten this, dig out all that dirt, and there will be something to look at over there. But for right now, a window there would just be looking at a big mountain of dirt. And where is the fun in that? However, there is a lovely view over here. So I'm going to make this another window. Let's see, but I want this to be like, that one's just a great big window. I want this part of the room to look a little different. So I think I'm going to go 3 and then down, and then 1, 2, 3, and then down. And then I'm going to make this whole area is going to be no window at all, I think. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to do? I've changed my mind. I'm going to move this 2 over, and that means I'm going to move this 2 over, I think, and fill that in there. So now we've got 1 2x2. Oops, I am bad at math. At least in Minecraft it's easy to fix these mistakes. Actual home construction, it's much harder to fix something if you measure wrong. So there, so now I've got a 3 wide window there and a 3 wide window there right up against the edges. So that's nice and symmetrical. And you know what? Let's go ahead and make this window a little bigger. Because I want this window to be, I really want this to be like a giant window. And then those are just smaller windows on the side. And over here, actually, let's put another door right here. Just a 1 wide door this time. Oops. Oh well. There we go. And then we'll put that there. And actually, yeah, if we're going to make this a 1 wide door... Oh, I do have my axe. I could use the actual correct tool for this. That's okay. And if we're going to make this a thing, let's make this a consistent design element. Alright. And we'll bring this all the way across. Kind of not necessarily building this with any particular rhyme or reason as far as what order I'm doing stuff. Doesn't look like much right now. And to be fair, it may end up not looking like much when I'm all done either. But, well, we'll see. sometimes you don't know what something is going to look like until you finish. So we're going to go over here, and let's go ahead and do this. All right, I guess properly, I don't need my bow and arrow now. Let's grab my hatchet. So I guess properly this should, is it here? Nope, I missed. Okay, that one should be pointing up, I guess. Nope, I didn't. Well, I want that to be pointing up. Okay. It probably doesn't even matter, but that's what I want it to do. I want these by the doors and at the corners to look kind of like support beams, like load-bearing beams or something. So I feel like they should be built in an upwardly direction to accomplish that. Okay, so what a lovely space. Let's see. There's a philosophy, and there's a concept in Taoism that the Tao Te Ching, I think that's how you pronounce it, talks about. It's called Wu, W-U, and it's the idea that empty space is important. And I think that's kind of demonstrated in when you're building a house. A house is useless without the empty space inside of it. If this was just a solid block, you couldn't live here. It's also demonstrated, I think, by the door. Without an empty space in the wall, you could not enter the house. So we tend to think of houses as being defined by the borders, by the walls and the supports and what have you. Oops. But in reality, I think it's a house is just as I think a house's empty spaces, the spaces inside that let you gain entry, are just as important. This looks really bad from the inside. I didn't consider that from the outside this looks nice, but the inside you don't see this. You don't see that. Okay, well it's bedtime again. Well, I better run to bed. I got to install a bedroom in my new fancy house here so that I don't have to run all the way home. Okay, well here, I'm going to pause the recording while I go to bed, and I'll rejoin you guys in the morning. Welcome back. Okay, so I've already cut out this wall, and I think what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to put this at a funny angle, and I'm going to do this over here. Now, if you recall, when I was making Sims videos a while ago, I was contemplating the fact that I always build houses as just boxes, just squares with everything at 90-degree angles. And houses and things look better when they're not just big squares. So I'm going to try to make this house slightly less perfectly square in an effort to be artsy, in an effort to be artistical. Because obviously, if you've seen the high-quality artistry I employ in my webcomic, you know that I have artistical talent coming out of my wazoo. I'm just... No, I'm not. I am not very good at the actual drawing and artistry, but I am going to make an effort. I'm going to make an attempt. I don't know if I like this. I can't decide if this looks good or not. I don't know. It's interesting, and that's part of what I want, is just visually interesting. But you know what? Well, let's make the floor. Let's put in a wooden floor instead of a dirt floor. I don't know. This might look different once I put a ceiling in. But well, and now, of course, and I have to do. Oh, okay. So I mean, I guess if I'm trying to make things visually appealing, they don't necessarily have to be symmetrical. But I do feel like now I need to do this same thing over on this side. It doesn't have to be symmetrical, but I have the same problem with that door. I could just scooch this door over too, I suppose. But I want to do this. I am going to go ahead and do this here. so that both sides are the same, and I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Oh, wow, I ran out of acacia wood. I'm gonna have to go cut down more trees before I can finish construction on this house. Well, cutting down trees is boring, so I'm gonna pause while I go. I didn't replant my acacia trees. I have acacia trees on that side and oak trees over there. I forgot to replant. Okay, well, I'm going to have to go cut down trees, plant trees. That's all really dull, so I'm going to pause the recording while I do that boring stuff. See, in creative mode, you don't have to do any of this. You don't run out of supplies. So I enjoy the extra challenge, but sometimes when I'm in the middle of something, it would be nice to just be able to finish it. Oh, well, I'll talk to you guys. Well, for you, it'll just be a sec. Hello. Welcome back. Okay, so I went and I harvested my trees, planted a bunch of acacia. I harvested all the oaks as well and replanted them. Planted acacia, harvested acacia, acadia, whatever, however you call it. So I have trees, yo. I have trees. And actually, it occurs to me, this whole lovely little thing that I built here needs to come out one now? Yeah, I think it does. Okay, so let's tear this down. Oh my goodness. This is why in real life people draw what they're going to build before they build it. They make blueprints and architectural plans. In Minecraft, of course, it's so easy to change things around. There's no gravity. Well, for some blocks, I guess there is. Gravel and sand is affected by gravity, but most things are not. So you don't have to worry about, is this wall supporting the weight of the entire building? It's like, who cares? It's Minecraft. If you want to move a wall. It'll be fine. The building's not going to collapse because of it. Because this is Minecraft, and Minecraft is silly like that. Okay, let's try to build a little staircase up here. Alright, and now I can finish. Whoops, that was not smartness. Okay, let's do this. And we're going to bring this top piece over. Bam! And now, let's see, I think this is coming across differently than before. Oh, sure. Well, that's because this is narrower now than it was before. Okay. Well, this will still work. 2x2 windows with a 2x2 section in between. And, let's do the same trick over here that we had done before. Oh, except I'm going to climb in through the window here. Bam. What were you, raised in a barn? Well, kind of. You see the little cabin I used to live in before I built this thing? It was kind of a barn. So there. This could be a bigger window, I guess. Well, from here you don't see anything really. The ocean is over there. I think this will probably be fine. I'm going to go through the door like a civilized person this time. And let's put in some flooring over here. And probably going to wrap this up. This video has gone a lot longer than I had imagined it would. This whole build took more time than I thought it would, because I ran out of wood, and I would have gotten more wood if I'd known I would need more wood. Hey, sheep! What are you doing? Get down from there! You're on a tree, buddy. That's not safe. Oh well. Anyway, so now I have a room, I have a space, and we should put some sort of a roof on it. Let's raise the roof! Let's raise the roof. I kind of am thinking I have enough oak. Maybe I'll use oak for the roof, because I'm so low on acacia, but also because that way it would look different. But you know what? I'm not going to just use oak logs because I don't have very many anyway. So I'm going to make the roof out of oak planks. There we go. Look at this. And the roof, Well, if I put a second floor on this, the roof will be the floor of the second floor. So you don't see the roof very often. So putting my accent wood on the roof is probably silly. But like I say, because I do want to put a second story on this, and then this will be the floor, and you'll see it. You'll see it a lot more. It'll be a lot more prominent when it's the floor instead of the roof. So when you're on the second, yeah, it'll look good there, I think. So we're gonna do this and this, and whoops, whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. And come across this way, and it's about to get dark. Thankfully, I have all those big windows. But I also have some torches that I will put there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there. All right. Now let's do... I need to put down this crafting table. Let's go ahead and put the crafting table in here somewhere. And, you know, and right now it's not going to be... Because right now I only have one room, so everything's got to go in the one room, which is not necessarily ideal. But let's also go ahead and get a bed in here. There we go. Now I've got a bed, a place to rest my head. Now I have got a bed. And let's get some doors. Okay, so we've got oak doors and we've got acacia doors. And I think what I want to do is use oak doors for the front door. And I'm going to use acacia door for this back door. Like that. I think this looks reasonably good. Now, all I need is glass to fill in these windows. Luckily, there's all the sand I could ever need over there. And so I'm gonna pause the recording one more time while I go and get some sand and cook it into glass. And it's time to take a nap anyway, because the sun is setting and the monsters will be out. So I will be right back, folks, and we will wrap this up. All right. We're here with panes of glass, and we're going to put the finishing touches on this. And this is a building that I expect to expand on and add multiple rooms to. I already said I wanted to put a second floor on here, so as I gather more resources and time goes on, I want to expand this out. But this will give me the beginning. This is a nice place to begin with. This is much better than the little cabin I had down there. Oh yeah, no window on this side. All right, that's all the glass. Let's get some lights so monsters don't spawn on the roof. But yeah, so this is a good start to what will hopefully be a much larger building later. But for now, I can live here. I can store a lot of resources in here. I can appreciate this looking nice from down below, and yeah, just kind of get started. Let's see. Let's put a torch on the outside by the door there. Let's put a torch here and here. Let's put a torch here, here, and here. Just kind of want to light up the outside to prevent monsters from spawning out. I kind of want to make it so monsters don't spawn anywhere near the house. Even though they, of course, cannot get in the house, I would prefer if they just didn't start out here at all. Let's just put 2 right there. I forget why I carved that little staircase out. It doesn't really go to anything. And let's put some lights here. I don't like this staircase. I'm going to do something different, but for now that's a staircase. That's the only way to get up here for now. So yeah, this is a really good start. I think this is a nice little house. I like the windows. I like the decoration around the door with that little thing poking out. I do like this. This just makes it a little bit more interesting. This little split here just makes it look a little bit more decorative, more interesting to look at. I think that looks nice. And that giant window there. Yeah, this is a nice building. It is mostly just a square. It really is. It's just a square with the corners rounded off. So it's not terribly interesting in that way, but it gives me a beginning. I can build on this. I can make it more interesting down the road. I do like that the ceiling is a slightly different color. You know what? Seems like we should have some light here in the middle of the room, maybe? Oh, I'm thinking of fence. Let's see. Yeah, you can't just put a stick out there. How I make fence? I've forgotten, obviously, how to make a fence. Is it this? Nope, that's that's not a fence. Oh my goodness. What have I done? How do you make fence? I really thought that was the recipe for fence. So that's how you make a fence gate. So, isn't that how you make a fence? Oh, wow, okay, well, I guess I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, but yeah, it does seem like we should have something here, so what if we just do this? So we have some light coming out here in the middle of the room. There, that is the lamest chandelier ever, but it's high enough off the ground that you can walk under it. It'll provide light in the middle of the room, and yeah, so there. Anyway, so yeah, this is a good start. This house is nice. I like it, and it'll be built on later, but I think it's a good beginning. I think it's a nice house. It is the house at the top of the hill. The house at the top of the mountain. Wow, my trees are really coming in well. I'm going to have plenty of wood after I cut these down for my next build project. And there. It's not super tall. It's kind of hard to see the house from right here. Wow, especially with these trees. I have planted an entire forest, apparently. Well, there, you can see it from there. Yeah, I wanted to build a tower or something too that would be easier to see. But there, I have my little house on the top of the hill. So that is cool. And I have to move everything out of these chests and put some chests in there. But I'll probably tear this thing down altogether because I'd much rather live in that nice house on the top of the hill than this little cabin down here in Podunk Nowhere. Anyway, thank you, everybody, for watching. Oh, beautiful sunset. Thank you for watching. I will try to make more of these videos on this server. Thank you and good night.